Here I'm testing the latest version of my cost-optimized belt tensioner. So on the floor there to the right, you can see the one that's currently on my GitHub, which is based on some LK Tech integrated servo motors. The problem with that one, while it performs brilliantly, is the motors are overkill for the application and they're very expensive. They're at least £100 a piece, whereas the ones I'm playing with at the moment can be bought for £50 to £60, including taxes. So suddenly that's halving the cost of the total unit. Additionally, these ones are pretty much plug and play because, like the LK Tech models, they are integrated servos. So they accept just power and a serial, in this case RS 485 connection. The added bonus with these motors is that Waveshare, the company that's selling them, OEMing them, has also this control board, which you can see in shot, which is like a robotics platform. But that's available for about £20. So really, you've got a complete electronics setup minus some protection capacitors and so on. That is plug and play, and in total comes to about 120 quid. So suddenly, direct drive belt tensioning is quite affordable. What I'm playing with here is a couple of different pulley designs. The one on the left is a enclosed free spinning pulley. So because the shell of the motor rotates in this style of servo, I can't attach the pulley cover to the motor shell. So instead I've got a bearing around the pulley hub that then the cover sits on top of. So it's then a free spinning cover, and that seems to be performing quite well. The one on the right is closer to the original design I had, which was a cage going around the outside. Obviously that means a more substantial bracket is needed, some extra parts needed, and it also means that the effective torque of the motor is reduced, but the speed is increased, so it's a trade-off. In terms of performance, both of these setups are producing plenty of torque. The one on the left, I think it works out at roughly double the effective torque of the one on the right due to the pulley size. That's just on the threshold, I think, what is too much for a belt tensioner. I mean, neither of these are going to produce realistic forces in the terms of what you would actually experience in a vehicle. But they give plenty of feedback, which is, what you want to do is give the impression of these forces rather than try and simulate them realistically. Otherwise you'd end up damaging a rig like this very easily. The one on the right, I think, is just at the low end of what I think is acceptable. So I need to come up with a pulley design that is possibly a hybrid of the two. In terms of the printed parts, you can see some flexing there because the brackets I've made for this are as small as possible. If these could be made in aluminium, obviously it would be no problem. Because I'm using a tubular steel rig here, I've got some little truss clamps rigged up. I've also designed a profile compatible mount for these, which works just fine. So, if you have access to a 3D printer, the parts required are minimal. If you don't, you could have them printed, or if there's enough interest, I can have a look at getting some aluminium parts made up.